give out the Ten Commandments, but in that same chapter, he began to talk about and begin to institute the system of the giving of sacrificial offerings, bringing a goat or an animal and sacrificing their blood at an altar. He stated that when you bring the sacrificial animal, regardless of whether you were obedient or not, I'll be able to bless you through that sacrificial animal. So through the sacrifice, I would bless you. Now, if there was any doubt in God's mind that they could keep and obey the law of Moses perfectly, then why would he institute the giving of sacrifices? I'll tell you why. Because he knew that they couldn't perfectly obey the law of Moses.
Amen.
That's why he instituted the sacrificial animals, so he would be able to bless them through the sacrifice. And had he not instituted the system of sacrifices, they would have lived under a curse for not being able to perfectly obey the law of Moses. Does everybody understand that? You remember in James chapter 2, I believe it's verse 10, he said, if you offend in one area of the law, then you're guilty of breaking all of the law.
Amen.
That was some pretty tough stuff.
Yeah.
And ladies and gentlemen, I think we've got to understand that the old covenant foundation and platform, in fact, let me tell you, there are three platforms we have today. Three platforms. So let's look at the first platform or foundation, which is in the Old Covenant. The Old Covenant platform and foundation, it's like this. It's a foundation that grows, and what happens is you get on that foundation under the Old Covenant. The foundation was, Lord, thank you that you're blessing me because of myself.
Self-righteousness.
Thank you, Lord, for the blessing because I was good enough and because I kept all the requirements. That's what it looked like under the Old Covenant. And so the way you get blessed under the Old Covenant, the foundation of getting blessed under the Old Covenant, watch this, it was your effort.
My works.
It was your performance. It's what you could do to get the blessing.
Good works.
So under the Old Covenant, the law of Moses, you had to do it in order to get blessed. And so on that, you would stand on that platform and says, I am blessed because of myself. I am blessed because I was able to keep all the commandments. I am blessed because I was good, and therefore God was good to me. That's how it worked.
I was hardworking.
And ladies and gentlemen, you just know something's wrong with that. You know yourself well enough to know that if it was up to you to be able to keep perfectly all of the laws of Moses, you would eventually fail.
Yes.
Eventually you would.
Yes, sir.
Let me use the day for an example. What if coming to church every Sunday was a requirement?
Jesus. We all go to hell.
Today you'd have a whole lot of people who would be guilty of breaking the whole law. And maybe there are legitimate reasons. Maybe there's all kinds of stuff. But it doesn't matter. A law is a law. You understand what I'm saying? And God knew that nobody could perfectly obey it. So that's the platform. We don't want to be on that platform. Why? That platform is going to crumble. It's going to eventually crumble. It's going to eventually give way to something. You're not going to be able to keep that platform perfect. So when you can't do that, then what happens? Now we move over into the covenant of grace. The second platform under the covenant of grace would be the platform of Jesus Christ.
Amen.
It would be a foundation of Jesus and his perfect works and his perfect life. It is the platform that you stand on and you say, Lord, I thank you that I am blessed because of what Jesus has done. I thank you that I am blessed because of his perfect works and his perfect life, and I trust him, and this foundation will never fail because of his perfect life and his perfect works. So now I am standing on a perfect foundation. I am blessed because of the finished works of Jesus Christ.
Amen.
That's the one we should be standing on. Turn to your neighbor and say, that's the platform we should be standing on.
That is the platform we should be standing on.
But now let me show you something. There is a third platform, and most of the churches in the world are standing on this platform. And it is the platform where you say, Lord, I thank you that I am blessed because of you, and a little bit of me too. It is the platform where you say, Lord, I have done my best. Now I deserve your help. It is the platform that keeps, and most of us have grown up in this type of atmosphere in church. Religion says, this is the platform we're standing on. If you take one step, God will take two. Huh? I think I don't know if I mentioned this here or wherever I was, but you remember that little song we used to sing? I mean, we used to tear that song up in the Baptist church, especially in the children's choir. One step. Remember that? One step. All you have to do is say one step, and he will do the rest. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, man.
One step.
Woo, boy.
One step.
Woo, boy.
He will do the rest.
Yeah.
He will
Do the rest.
And we were singing that song.
He will do the rest.
That we were singing.
He will do the rest.
What we were saying was this. You do your part and take one step, and now you deserve for God to do the rest.
Amen.
No, that's a
Shanda la bakuru pushin la bakuru pushikaya.
Walk in your rightful authority.
Yes,
as a child
Lord
of God.
Jesus.